¿Qué lo que mi gente? Welcome back to Dale's Quick Tips. And without further ado, estoy aquí con otro video. Vamos a comenzar. Okay, so today's quick tip is going to be about how to moisturize properly. A lot of times people, they moisturize, but they don't exactly know how to moisturize properly because
at the end of the day, they're thinking like, I put on moisturizer, but for some reason, my skin is still super dry.
Or not super dry, but you're noticing that you might have to reapply again. So there are steps to how to moisturize properly. The first step is your skin has to be damp. Now, typically people moisturize right out of the shower. So when you're right out the shower, you can wait a little bit before you actually start applying your moisturizer because you want your skin to be damp. But in certain situations where that is not an option for you because you washed up maybe 30 minutes ago and you haven't moisturized yet, the first step that you want to do is you want to take your wash rag, and your wash rag is usually still kind of damp at this point, but if it's not, you can literally easily just run it underneath the sink for a bit and then wring it out as much as you can so that it's not dripping. And right before you apply your moisturizer onto your skin, you want to take your rag and you want to wipe your skin in order to get it a little damp with your rag, and then you want to go in with your moisturizer. It doesn't matter what type of moisturizer you decide to use as long as it's a moisturizer. And you put the moisturizer in your hand and you apply it to that area. Now, if you want to do this to your whole body beforehand and then you put on your lotion and stuff like that, that's fine. But you have to go through that step because in order for your skin to receive the moisture that you're giving it effectively and efficiently, you have to have damp skin. The same way you apply moisturizer to your hair before doing anything else, you pretty much, like if your hair's already dry but it's washed, and you get your little spray bottle with warm water if you have low porosity hair, and you spray it, and then you start applying your moisturizer. It's the same thing with your skin. Your skin and your hair is not that different, you know, so at the end of the day, it's the same application, it's the same process, typically for your skin versus your hair, etc. However, I digress. But the reason why you're doing this is because you want your skin to actually receive what it is that you're doing so that you'll get the best results from it. There's a lot of people out there that they use certain things and they're wondering why it's not working, and it's probably because you're applying it wrong, or you're applying it in a way to where you can't get the best results from it. The second step pretty much is to apply your moisturizer. Now, your third process and your third step is to add an oil. Now, the way that you add this oil goes according to what time of the season that it is. So if it's summertime, obviously you want to use a lighter oil because you don't want to be out and you're feeling like,
okay, I'm hot right now. It feels like it's unavoidable.
And it's nothing you could really do about that at that point in time. But yeah, you don't want to be overheated because you're using a heavier oil during a time of the season where it's a lot warmer. This could be for the springtime, this could be for the summertime. You want to use a lighter oil and make sure that this oil is an oil that is not, toxic to your skin in any type of way. And when I say toxic, meaning that you're allergic to this type of oil. Use an oil that is light but that your skin responds well to. So that oil could be either vitamin E oil, which is this one here, or whatever. It doesn't really matter the brand as long as you like it and it works for your skin and it works for you really, really well. But you can use vitamin E oil, jojoba, you can use olive oil. Doesn't really matter as long as it's the right oil for the right time of the season. Obviously, if you use a heavier oil, you want it to be a lot colder outside, depending on where you live in the world, because sometimes people just have consistent warm weather. But you want to use a heavier oil if you're living in like New York City or Jersey or any of the states that particularly get cold. And it's gonna help aid, heat to your body, but also, your skin seems to or tends to dry out a lot faster during the colder seasons. So you're basically sealing that moisture in with an oil, the same way you would seal moisture in with an oil for your hair. It's not that different. You're just applying it a little differently. Of course, you're not gonna take a spray bottle and spray your skin before you add your moisturizer. Even if you do that, you have to let it dry a little bit before you start actually applying moisturizer. But moving forward, this is the tip for today as far as how you're supposed to apply moisturizer to your body. So you're always hydrated, you always look hydrated, and you don't have to worry about reapplying so much, because even if you do this process, depending on the type of skin that you have, because literally everyone is their own individual, you might have to apply again, but maybe not as often as you would if you just put a moisturizer on that says, oh, it has this oil in it, it has that oil in it. However, your skin is still getting dry throughout the day. You're on maybe hour 5 or 6 and you're noticing like, okay, my skin could be a little more hydrated than it actually is right now. So in cases like that, you want to always add an oil on top of it so that you're sealing the moisture in and making sure that your skin is getting what it needs. This is the way that you promote skin that is evenly toned, and also for you to actually receive the vitamins and nutrients inside of the things that you're using. So that is my tip for today, guys. And as always, I want you guys to live life, and I will see you in the next video.